All right, everyone, good morning. It's June 12th, and we're in the Parks and Sanitation Committee meeting. Present are Councilman Clay and Councilman Hockett, Street Supervisor and Sanitation Supervisor Kelly Duffy, and Public Works Director Troy Kruger. We will turn the meeting over to you or Kelly to start. Troy? We'll turn your mic on.
Your sheets that you have in front of you are the sanitation and the streets department's budget expenditures, remaining budget. We've talked about budgeting for next year. We know we need some equipment. Probably going to look at talking to bituminous or some other sources. If we go out for bid for some overlays again, we'll probably get back into doing a little chip sealing in streets next year because we have some of our overlays that will be crack sealed this summer, and then they'll be ready for a chip seal next year. Didn't you get sheets? Laid some in front of you.
Here, I got them. You know them, Joe.
Nope. Kelly.
Thank you.
So streets really hasn't had a whole lot of activity yet because we haven't really done too many projects. Just basically day-to-day stuff. Sanitation, on the other hand, we'll switch over to sanitation. I have my own separate set of budgeting sheets, and I have put in all the numbers for the new transfer station, the trailer, the totes and dumpsters, and the building at $650,000, and we're still short one piece of equipment. And with all those numbers put in and the 5 payments to Heartland Waste, I show that we'll have $223,652.90 left as of if all those bills were paid. Where we're running not into problems, but we're locking a piece of equipment is to load the trailer over at the transfer station right now. And we did put in for the grant, and that piece of equipment is in there. But we're using our dump loader right now to load that truck, and we're not getting it 100% full, so we're not being as efficient as I'd like us to be. If we do receive the grant, we'll receive some reimbursement for those pieces of equipment, but I've talked to RDO, which would give us a Sourcewell price on that piece of equipment, and they're willing to do a 1-month rental until we get past the budgeting, until we get past the
Grant.
until we get past the grant.
Unknown call.
The grant phase, which is on the last week of this month. We're getting pretty close to it. Hey, everything's going smooth over there.
Yeah,
Recycling's going smooth, and
I think we're getting everybody taking care of dumpsters where they need to be, tidying up.
yeah, just making some last minute adjustments around town on the dumpsters and the totes and places where we doing things a little differently than we have in the past. But seems like River Bottom Sanitation is really making 110% effort, and I think I haven't had any. Last week's amount of phone calls slowed way down. I think they're getting the hang of it, and they're getting on their route. And what are you laughing about?
It was bound to go down because it was so high
Oh, yeah.
week one.
It's,
The commercial route communication.
we knew
right?
knew what it was gonna
We're
be.
good. I think it's all coming. It's getting better, better. We're learning. They're learning. People,
People are learning.
we're all, yeah, like we're all gonna do it as a group. Looking better.
I really don't. That's where my biggest concern right now is just getting that trailer loaded, getting a piece of equipment in there that we could get that trailer loaded, get our other dumpster back out to the landfill. That little blue loader that came with the building doesn't have quite enough reach to get, so we're using our Volvo loader that we normally have out at the dump, which is working. Except for we can't, there's about 6 feet of the front of the trailer, would you say, 6 feet, 8 feet?
Roughly.
That we just can't reach with the loader because of the wall for pushing up the garbage. So, in visiting with other facilities, when Kelly and I went around and did this, visited those other places before we got into this thing, a little mini excavator is what people are using, and they're using that to load the trailer, and then they also use it to compact the trash in there, so getting a little more trash on each load. And I think we've brought up 2, 3, did our third load go up? Well, our third loads are going up this morning.
Yeah.
No, he took it Saturday
Saturday
morning.
morning.
Oh, that's correct.
I talked to Dean Engel.
Yep.
Are we filling that about every 2 days?
No, it's about
Every
every
3
3
days.
days, actually.
Every 3 days?
And we're right at about 25,000 pounds, and we should be right at 30. I mean, we can get about 5,000 pounds more on there.
The trucking, the trucking, Engel, is that who we were with?
Yep.
Dean Engel.
How's the projection cost for our budget look on that?
Right on the
If-
money?
Yeah,
Yep.
our quote was what, $349 per trip? I think,
Mile round, and it's round trip.
yeah, I think it was $349 is what the per mile broke out to, $349. At twice a week, you're looking at,
$349 per mile?
no,
No.
that's what it,
Per mile.
the mileage projects out to
Okay.
$349. So you're looking at $700 a week. At 52 weeks, you're looking at what, 36.2, and we have 40,000 in the budget.
Oh, okay.
But you will have heavier times during the course of the year,
Christmas.
Christmas and stuff like that, and we may send it more. But one of the concerns that Dean had that you've brought up is that front end also is so light when he hooks on, it's causing him, he wants that front end packed tighter also. He said he needs it packed tighter. He took it Saturday because he's one of those operators that he wants to know. If somebody asks him a question, he wants to be able to tell them the answer, so he took it. And I appreciated that.
Scaled it, you said?
He just did the trip. I think
Oh, he drove it himself.
he drove it himself. Yep. That's a good supervisor, the one that wants to step up and lead.
Lance did it first.
Do we have a cold weather contingency? If there's a storm and we can't haul garbage, what do we do there?
We figure we got about 5 days. I mean, we could go longer than that. I mean, we got 3 days in the truck, and then we have a couple days on the floor in the building, and then we have what's in the trucks. So, I mean, we could go 5 or 6 days pretty easily without having to, without having any problems. But, we'll have to be a little proactive on that. When there's a storm coming, we'll want to make sure we're sitting there with an empty trailer and get it to Puck and get it emptied, and then that way we've got quite a bit of storage space.
Obviously, it's warming up out. We had some warm days. I was up in North Dakota, it was hot. How's it smell?
We know if you leave the door shut
Yeah, it
and the
gets a little
trailer's on
right.
tarp, you come through the door in the morning and it's bad. It stinks
We're still
bad.
waiting on a few pieces for our neutralizer and our odor stuff. We're using it, but we got a timer system. We're gonna set up and do it 7 days a week, all the time. Right now, Travis just opens the doors, plugs the stuff in, and just starts spraying. And within, I would say, a half hour, he tells me, you can't hardly tell. I mean, I think,
No, it worked really well.
Sanders.
We're using 3 different products. We're using,
It tells me.
one is an insect, it's
Fly
a,
spray.
it's a fly spray, or it's got a residual on it, so it's in a atomizer that turns it into a fog, and then we run that at night when no one's around, and that, it went up there the other day. I figured being that close to the stockyards and there's a couple, couple feed yards right there, I figured that building would be full of flies, and I didn't see a single fly in there. So that's good. The odor neutralizer that we've been using, basically, that's what Travis started with, was just the odor neutralizer, and we haven't even used the perfume spray really at all to speak of until just Friday. I think he started using that in the mix a little bit, but no, the smell's really tolerable.
Trying to wash the floor nightly,
Yeah.
It's helping.
Yeah,
I mean,
we bought some,
I think once we get this timer and get things the way we set out to do, I think it'll be okay.
we're using a chlorine bleach solution to clean the floor so that there's no chance of being maggots or fly larvae getting hatched out or anything like that on the floors, and it's kind of sanitizing it a little bit, so maybe a little overkill, but
As busy as the recycle's been, we've had a lot of customers yet, and really no complaints with them being in there. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I was really worried about that.
yeah, we didn't hear any
No.
complaints from the people that were dropping off recycling products, so that was the big,
Because they're still coming inside and dropping their stuff off. So,
Are you guys still talking about a recycling cardboard route, or where did that conversation end?
yeah, we did, we've talked to a couple of, we're doing Golden Prairie Manor now, and we're talking to the other nursing home. I think we already were, well, the county was already doing McDonald's, I believe it was
I don't
McDonald's.
think I don't know yet if they're still on the list or not, Troy.
But-
I haven't talked to Travis. They go to the post office and get all their papers,
Yeah,
um,
so,
PD.
Is that open for more people then now, or, because I thought there was a conversation about a full route, other than just like 3 or 4 pull stops.
Well,
no, we're encouraging the cardboard. If you have cardboard, we dropped off totes to a couple different places so that they had some place to put it, and we'll come get it. That's just,
Are we charging a fee for that?
no,
We talked about $5 a week or $10 a week at one time.
I guess I look at it like it's saving us on our haul to Puckwana, the more cardboard that we can, and there is a little bit of a market for cardboard on the recycling side, so, I don't know what we even made. Did we receive a payment from Millennium? No payment yet? I'll have to call her because we did send a full load in, and so we should be getting some for that here pretty soon.
I'm obviously friends with Jeff Gregg, and I mentioned the possibility of a cardboard route, and he was kind of excited about it.
Okay.
So, not looking for any special favors, just if you're doing it, maybe contact him about
Okay.
trips around.
Yeah. Like I said, it's one of, I think it's something in the plan.
Yeah.
As soon as we can get somebody in a day,
Nah, it doesn't take long to run around and pick up cardboard and save us a whole, even if it's a quarter of a semi-load going to Puckwana, it's just wasted space. And we can maybe be making a little money on the backside, so.
I know talking to Adam, there is, I don't remember what route it is, I think it's Wednesdays. There's a lot of cardboard in one of these routes, and I think that's the one we need to focus on, figuring where we can get that.
The Main Street route.
Is that the one?
Probably is, that makes sense.
And he says, wow, he couldn't believe all the cardboard on that route. And I thought we should look at that and focus on trying to maybe work on that deal to get that
Well,
a little
anybody
better.
that receives a bulk shipment of your convenience stores or your Your nursing homes, they get it on Wednesday. Everything comes boxed. They break all the boxes down. We brought them a tote. They stick it right in the tote for us, so it stays dry and neat. All we have to do is stop by and pick it up. But I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of businesses in town that receive a weekly shipment, and when they get that weekly shipment, it's packaged in cardboard boxes. And we were standing out there the other day, and I told Travis, I said, maybe we start breaking down some of these boxes, and if they're good quality cardboard boxes, which we saw some come in, and they were like a really sturdy, nice 24 by 24 cardboard box, and I think it was about 24 inches high. And I don't know where it came from, but he had them broke down, and he was actually saving them for himself to put some stuff in. And those things, if you were going to UPS, or if you were gonna go to U-Haul or something, those boxes would cost you, $5, $6 a piece. So there's a lot of opportunity there. From what I could see on the recycling side, we could set some of that stuff aside. We're breaking it down anyways to make a bale out of it. So I told him, just take one of those 4x4 dumpsters and start putting some of them better quality boxes in there. So if somebody's gonna move, or they wanna move or something, they can come out and grab some and take them home and pack their stuff in them. Might as well reuse them again for something. But
We should
We're
be
just-
getting close to having another load going over for recycling. I think we're really close to that.
Did MME stop last week on Wednesday?
I don't know that.
They were gonna deadhead back and they were gonna grab,
They didn't take a load last
they
week.
didn't take one
No. I
Wednesday?
think we figured for what the freight costing us, we wanna have a
Hold up.
pretty good load.
Okay.
And I think Travis kinda had it figured out, maybe possibly calling them this week.
Okay.
I guess they're here every Wednesday,
Yes.
so we can actually set up a haul back. We thought that was a pretty good deal.
Who's MME?
They're a freight hauler. They drive the orange truck. It's a smaller trailer, but every Wednesday when they come through winter, they're empty.
Unknown caller.
And we'll haul back to Sioux Falls Millennial.
They'll take mixed loads, so that works out too good. So it's our-
Cardboard, aluminum.
Yep, we can put it all on the same truck.
they go right
Thought
back to
that's
Millennium.
good for
They go right back to Millennium. They unhook their trailer and leave it there, and Millennium fills it. So, yeah, we can use them anytime we want. We just have to give them like a couple days' notice.
and that helps our storage situation right now.
We've got a new scrap iron business open up in winter. Is that gonna impact our operation any? You see any impact on us?
I don't see it impacting us at all. I mean,
Aluminum,
he might get, and that's the thing about it, when we wanna sell our iron out there, maybe he's interested since he's so close. That's an option.
yeah.
It's hard to get some of them guys to wanna bid that since it's trucking, isn't it?
I have a curiosity question for you. So I know you can't take wet cardboard, but if it was wet and then dried, can you take that, or is that?
That's what they've been doing. If it's wet, they leave it on the floor and let it dry out. When it's dry, then they throw it in the baler, is what they've been doing. They telling me baling wet cardboard's like putting up a wet bale hay. It will generate a lot of heat.
It's gotta be dry. They won't take wet.
We don't want to take
No, I
chances
didn't
with
know, I just
that.
didn't know if it had been wet and then dried, if it was still.
No, that's what they're doing out
They-
there.
They don't like it. They want it to be dry and
I have a whole pickup load
in
of
shape,
cardboard
but-
for you guys, but some of it got right down.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, it was a curiosity, personal curiosity question.
We just took one last week, same thing. Got wet in their basement. They throwed it on the floor, let it dry a few days, and then mailed it. That's what they've been doing.
Let's go back to the RDO, the piece of equipment. What's the price on the RDO 65?
96,000.
It's 96,000. I thought you said 121.
That was for the 85, which too big for our building.
What was your forecasts for remaining budget at the end of the year?
About 223,000. After,
Before grant
that would be before the $96,000,
and before grant.
before grants. That's just
But
be paying off Heartland, the building, the totes and the dumpsters, and the trailer. And be paying off all that stuff and then not taking, but that wouldn't be the little mini 60 excavator, which is 96,000. So we'd have about if we'd pay for the little mini excavator right now, we'd have about $130,000 left to get through the rest of the year. That would be if we didn't receive any grant money.
My forecast, just Troy started talking to me about this. I forecast you out to 96,000, which is a wash. And that was my forecast. I didn't take a look at personal services, which are running low right now. We're 45% of the way through the year and you're at 29.82, so there's some there, but what's the status of the grant if we rent for 1 month?
Renting is separate than purchasing. In my speaking to District 3, they don't see that renting would be an issue. It's the purchase that we applied for. So the only thing I have heard on the grant, and this is not official information, as in I have not heard it from DANR, is that there were a lot more applicants than expected. So the likelihood of us getting the full 1.3 is pretty slim to none. The likelihood of us getting something is good. Most likely it'll be for the purchase of the building.
My next question is on the grant application we put in for a mini bulldozer. I think that was the piece of equipment that we listed.
Is that what you gave me?
The Mini X is
Yeah.
different than the bulldozer.
Sure.
Is that,
No, so, I mean, those were quotes and projections of what we thought we would need. Ultimately, they'll reimburse based off of what you actually get.
Okay.
So we had to have a budget, so to speak, of
Yep.
what we were looking for. So if it turns out that you get in there and decide it needs to be something different, then you.
it has.
Yeah.
Sounds like it has.
Yeah.
So we still need a bucket. I would imagine your mini X is gonna be a grabber,
Yep.
It's got a thumb on it.
a thumb you call it.
Yep.
You'll still need a bucket to get the stuff that you can't get with the grabber, or you'll be able to grab everything.
I'm assuming the way it is, no, he should get most of it. They're getting out right now and using shovels and cleaning the corners of that out anyway with the loader. He's doing a great job, hands down,
You,
Travis.
Travis.
And Shander's son's working out there too, and they, right now, I'm pretty proud of the way they're doing it. I am. I think Troy's happy. They're doing a good job.
Up to detail.
I haven't even loaded any
predicted.
garbage. Jeremy, I haven't even been in a backhoe for like a month.
He's having withdrawals.
Time to start looking for something else.
God, no. That's a good thing about having a backhoe, I guess, is mine can't be thinking of something else to do. You know what I'm saying, though. You would think there's gonna be some stuff that the grabber can't get, that,
Yep.
is there just still a little skidster in there that you need, or?
We got that little loader in there that we used to load cardboard with. I mean, they could scoop some up, throw in the bucket, and then
if we need to.
They don't get everything with the loader either. The big loaders, it's,
Yeah.
it's big and bulky, and you push it up against the wall, you don't wanna be pushing too hard, and
There's still some shovel work, a little bit.
it's,
Like I said, they've kinda got their little routine and they're doing,
the other thing about the little Mini X that we, it's big enough that we can use it for other things too. When we do our yearly water main project, it'd be a really, really nice piece of equipment to have on hand.
So if it would get paid for by this garbage grant, we'll still be able to use it outside in the city?
Oh, yeah. It's city of Winter property.
Because we all know how, not all entities are like that.
we're not greedy. We're not that greedy.
It's not like the airport.
That's a federal grant, that, there's a lot more stipulations with federal grants versus state grants.
I like it just so I think getting over that wall and also giving us some more compaction with it. Packing with it, the loader right now, you're only gonna pack so, he's doing a pretty good job of that. But we've got a few bugs to work out, but we're working them. It's coming, we're learning.
And there is, expected it, there's a learning curve with this. I
Yep.
mean, we all assume that. That's
Trying to
the
make
case.
things better
Yes.
and improve and it's just,
But I'm happy that the transition so far is going good. I mean, there's been no huge glitches, and I like that.
uh-uh.
How about the tipper arm? Any people complain about that? The location of the dumpsters, I haven't seen it. I've been gone for a week. I haven't seen the tipper. Is that a problem? People not putting the trash cans in the right place, I would assume.
I believe, you can ask Troy, because he gets way more phone calls on that than I do, but according to Adam, that's something that the people, we all gotta learn. That's one of the learn curves, getting it down there and not calling later and saying, you drove by and didn't pick my garbage can up. Well, he's working on putting a camera system in his truck, correct? Right now.
Because that arm will go 100 yards on it. He's about to get it up in the house.
I'm sorry.
No wonder they don't put it by the curb.
False information.
I think this young man that's running the truck's getting better every
He's
time he
learning.
goes out.
Yeah.
The way it sounds, they're getting more efficient.
Takes time.
They're learning the route. That
Yeah, and
He's a
learning the
kid.
route.
He's a younger guy, and he'd never drove one before, never drove one of those automated arm trucks before, so he had to learn. Adam spent quite a bit of time with him. He's getting better every day, but then he had the first week he missed a street. You know, he missed a street. Well, Adam even missed a street. Adam called me back and said, "Oh, I blew it. I totally screwed up and missed 4th Street one day," and I had everybody calling me and saying, "Well, he went down 3rd and he went down," you know, no, he's been good about it. People have been patient, but like I said, like last week, the very first week, there was a lot of people calling, and they're very concerned about where to put the garbage dumpster, that this thing would be able to get it picked up. And you know, I said, if you're on the sidewalk, he's gonna be able to get it, but within 5 to 10 foot of the curb, he's gonna be able to get it. I think that thing has like a 14-foot reach or something like that, but
Not 100 yards.
not 100 yards, no. People, yeah, no, I followed him around a couple of different days. He's doing a good job. People just gotta get, there's a few, always is. We got a list of elderly people that aren't physically able to get the dumpster down to the street, and we've given that list to Adam and the driver, and so they're gonna go up and get those. We've had the biggest issue is, Adam and I drove around for a little while one afternoon, and the people just, whether they didn't read the letter or whatever, 2 bags of trash sitting right next to the dumpster, pop the lid on the dumpster, it's empty. And I don't know if that was if they were just doing that, but some people just have that in their head still, that's the way it was when Heartland did it. they just grabbed the 2 bags, so they probably were think they were being helpful by not putting the bags in the dumpster so that they didn't have to physically reach into the dumpster and pull them out, but that's not the way it is with this company and their automated truck. The trash has to be in the dumpster, so there's been some homes that we know generate more than a tote full of trash, so they've been given 2 totes, and we'll just continue to make.
And then we communicate that the finance office, they receive a bill for the extra tote then.
Yep. And that's somewhat Adam's call, somewhat my call, going off of what he sees what his driver sees every day when they're delivering. We've switched quite a few people out from the 98-gallon totes to the 300-gallon containers, and that seems to be a popular thing, and I think that's gonna be a nice option for a lot of people. Nice option for us as a city too. Another thing that we are working on is the number of people that call for an extra container. They're cleaning out a house or a garage or whatever, what be it, we're gonna provide that service to them where there's gonna be a fee, and I think Chandra has that fee figured out now. We let the finance office know where we're going with that container, and we'll usually bring them a 6-yarder, set it down on the curb or in the yard, and then they can use that container, and then we just have to keep track of how many times we dump it for them.
Not for household construction items, this is for garbage.
Yeah, this would be.
Or if I'm gonna remodel a room, are we gonna provide?
No,
Okay.
this would be more along the lines. This would be
Household garbage.
right. This would be more along the lines of cleaning out your grandmother's house or something like that.
Clothes.
Clothes and dishes
sundry
and
items, dishes, everything like that.
lamps and old appliances and all that kind of stuff that needs to go to the dump, needs to go to Puckwana.
The stuff that we won't take out here.
Yes.
Correct. Plastics and cardboard and appliances, TVs, microwaves, all that good stuff.
How's the dump going?
It's still going. This one, we've been really focused over here, so that's kind of, we need to get back on track, which I think we're gonna start.
I think the Monday, Wednesday was a good deal
Yeah.
for the contractors because a lot of those guys work on Saturdays, so they got a full trailer. They want to get rid of it right away on Monday so they could start, go back to work and have a empty trailer, so.
We move those days around so much. I've never known when the dump is open, but I have no clue now.
It's Monday and Wednesdays now, and Saturdays from 10 to 2.
Depending on if it's a full moon or not, or
Nope,
Weather
that's
permitting.
summer hours. I think we'll probably keep it that way.
And recycles on
I think it's
Tuesdays and
locked in now.
Thursdays.
I think the recycling center being open Tuesday, Thursday has locked the dump into these hours.
Personnel-wise, I mean, it's worked out pretty good too, because recycling day is
Busy.
fairly busy. I mean, a lot of mornings, the first thing through the door is one of those big trailers from Burke or Gregory, and they,
what day do we take a recycle out? Anytime, or Monday or Tuesday, or
Tuesdays, Wednesdays,
Tuesday.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesday, Thursday?
And the first Saturday of the month right now.
yep, for 4 hours in the morning.
Tuesday, Thursday.
I'll get it all updated on the website. I had a conversation, what day did you guys go to Rapid, Monday? So I had a conversation with you guys, you were gonna get me the exact hours so we could put it on the webpage so that it's all official, because that's causing some confusion right now.
We didn't change that recycling just because we didn't want to make it confusing for the people that were doing it. We changed the landfill instead.
Because we always change it. It's easy, they expect it.
Keeps them on their toes.
That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to shut this meeting down because we're talking about way too much operational stuff and.
Well, we just need to know for the budget.
Just need to loosen you up a little bit. We'll be
We gotta
good
get
to
through
go.
this year.
So back to the RDO, the financial.
It's a need, not a want, it's a need.
We're talking, are we bound to purchase if we rent?
Yeah, I think once you commit to the rental, they're gonna be looking, they're gonna wanna purchase after the end of the rental.
What if we don't like it at the end of the rental?
But I think that's the trial basis, isn't it, of the rent?
There should be a trial period.
Yeah.
So
I
what,
think-
why would we be obligated to purchase if we don't like
Yeah.
it?
That's right.
If it doesn't work, we
If the
gotta,
rental guarantees a purchase, then you could be looking at issues with grant.
we probably should ask that for sure, not, but I thought I did, but I can't.
I would ask that question just to make sure, just in case that we're not bound to purchase. But at the end of that 30 days, if we bring it in and you like the way it's operating, we should know on the grant by that point, and we can, based on what Travis is telling you guys, possibly make a commitment from council one way or the other. It'll bring us in tight without the grant. And obviously, I don't want to disqualify anything beforehand. So if he would say that we're not bound to purchase after 30, I think we bring the rental to full council. That is a council decision on a rental agreement because of a contract. So we could put that on for next Monday. Between next Monday, today and next Monday, just find out if it's, just make sure it's non-obligatory. And if it's non-obligatory, let's find out what it costs to rent. Let's get one in, see if that's what you guys like. And then
I think,
find out.
you know, and if we do purchase, I'm sure the rent will go towards the purchase.
Right.
If we don't rent, if we rent and then decide, and they would go that route, then it would just be straight out cost us the rental price, but.
How many beer bottles
Oh.
go up out there?
So it is a tire machine or a
No,
tractor?
this is track.
Oh,
This is
okay.
rubber tracks.
Okay.
But we gotta be really careful with this loader out here because
Tires.
there's a lot of beer bottles drank in this town.
I don't think.
And they go, I'm sure you heard the story, you know, like,
Well, I've heard it before, you don't unload packed garbage.
I'll be telling you what I've seen, I don't know if Troy's gonna,
It doesn't really unpack that much.
it's in a
It comes
big
out.
lug.
When he unloads that truck, literally, both trucks, when it comes out, I mean, I was really surprised
Have
at the
some
amount of
videos
garbage,
for
but
you.
it stays,
I saw it on Facebook.
it stays in an area about the size of the center of this horseshoe right here. And it
It's
doesn't
a
really,
brick that you just will kind of grab it.
yeah, when he, what's that excavator, that thumb on there, he'll be grabbing like big chunks of it and it stays pretty compacted, but we can't really get that much heavier anyways. I mean, we can only go about 6,000 pounds more on that truck, and then he's pushing his legal limit for what he can haul anyways. So we fill up the front 6 foot of that trailer, he's gonna be right in that where he needs to be for his weight wise anyways. So it's not like we're gonna be putting another 20,000 pounds on that trailer, because he'd be way overweight.
You guys got 15 minutes? We could call the meeting and go out to this
Sure.
and look at it, because that is a heavy-duty trailer.
I have not seen it yet.
Let's run out and take a peek.
I haven't physically watched it except for a little bit of video, but Lance said he was impressed how well it cleaned,
25-minute Stampede.
unloaded.
That's what Dean said.
He figured it out.
He said what?
25 minutes to empty
Take a
a
shovel.
Puckwallow.
Oh, really?
Our
Yeah.
truck.
Our truck did he?
Oh, okay.
when he
Salesman told me
unloaded it,
12 to
Puckwallow.
15.
Yeah.
We must be packing some heavy weight in there.
Well, and that, it's sitting in there for.
Yes. Yep.